That's right.
Welcome to The Know, I'm Brian.
I'm Gus.
So Microsoft had their big XO18 event in Mexico City over the weekend. A lot of news, so we're going to run down, all the main points that happened.
Going to break it down.
Absolutely. So the big headline, we had expected this, it had been rumored, but Microsoft made it official. They have bought Obsidian and In Exile.
Been rumored for a while, and it's finally official.
This adds to their collection that they're amassing, because if you remember at E3, Phil Spencer said they had bought Ninja Theory, Playground Games, Undead Labs, and Compulsion Games, and then they had added the new internal studio, The Initiative. So this looks like they are continuing to try to ramp up their exclusives.
Mm-hmm. Or continuing to start that process, maybe.
I was just about to say, it's not like anything's going to happen immediately, because this stuff does take time.
This is probably great news for the next hardware iteration.
Yes, the Xbox whatever, the 5, well no, they wouldn't do
the
that.
Xbox 2.
There
Logically,
yeah,
that's what's next. The fourth iteration of the console will be the Xbox 2.
If you're not familiar, In Exile is famous for making the Bard's Tale series, probably first and foremost the Wastelands games. Obsidian, they're probably best known for Fallout New Vegas, which was amazing. Pillars of Eternity. A lot of RPGs aimed at PC users.
Oh yeah, that's definitely like their bread and butter. That's what they're kind of known for.
And so it's interesting that Microsoft will be picking them up, and there's been a lot of talk of them kind of bridging PC and Xbox players, so maybe this is part of that.
Yeah, and I think that's been a big initiative for them, is trying to get cross-play and get stuff supported across their ecosystem, which is good for them overall, not necessarily good for the hardware-specific platform, maybe, but it's good for PC gamers.
But them as a company, Obsidian has been working on an untitled RPG. We don't know what it is, but it's being led by the Fallout co-creators Tim Kaine, Leonard Boyarsky. I think Take-Two's Private Division label is making that, so it's not clear on what, if that'll be Xbox exclusive, Xbox/PC exclusive or what, but we'll have to wait and see. They've said that both are going to operate independently. At this point, Microsoft Studios now has 13 different development teams. So to me, it definitely seems like, after Scalebound got canceled and they looked at the success Sony's had with Spider-Man and God of War, and they clearly are trying to beef up their own efforts.
Yeah, and I think it's huge from the role-playing, from the RPG front with Obsidian specifically. I think we could potentially see some really big moves from them.
They do make great stuff, so I'll be on board. Again, this is definitely part of a strategy, and even Matt Booty, the executive who said he was going to spearhead the strategy, people thought he was going to retire, but he said at XO18, I'm not retiring, I'm staying.
You can't get rid of him.
He's still here. Moving on, other big announcements. We have a release date for Crackdown 3.
Which is funny, I thought we already had one, so when it was revealed, I was I was a little shocked. I guess maybe they had just said February or early next year, and I had automatically put it into that time frame.
Yeah, it's going to ship February 15th. They showed off the Wrecking Zone multiplayer mode. That's when there's a ton of environmental destruction. It does look cool. I also wonder if they pushed it back to get out of this holiday season because it's so crowded.
I think everyone's if you're not going to compete head to head with Red Dead, and who is, you get out of its way.
Yeah, I think that's smart. Although February is going to be kind of a crowded landscape too.
February is the new November. That's what we've been saying since E3. Is it seems like there's a ton of games coming out. Specifically, the 15th and the 22nd, I believe. There's a lot of attention around that time.
Do you think Crackdown 3 will really launch in February? Do you think they'll push it again?
I mean,
that's
been the running thing.
Yeah, they're not afraid to push that game back. So I don't know. We'll see. They also announced PUBG is going to be on Game Pass, and they've been trying to beef up Game Pass a lot.
Which that makes sense. It seems like an obvious move.
Right. Thief of Thieves is available now. Others starting next month: Ori and the Blind Forest, Kingdom 2 Crowns, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. November 22nd, it is adding Agents of Mayhem, Thomas Was Alone, some indie games coming for the holidays, Supermarket Shriek, Aftercharge, Mutant Year Zero, Pathologic 2, The Good Life. So definitely, I mean, everybody's trying to beef up their monthly subscription service. Not a huge surprise.
I mean, that's just recurring revenue for them if they can get people to buy into that ecosystem.
Totally. And then a bunch of expansions. announced the Fortune Island expansion for Forza Horizon 4. That's out December 13th. Takes you to the northern part of the British Isles. Lots of storms, shitty weather. Well, it is. That's not UK users. You know what I'm talking about.
Prove us wrong.
Yeah. The Minecraft Marketplace getting another expansion. Sea of Thieves getting another update. It's adding kind of a PvP mode where you battle rival crews. You're sort of doing like...
Bernie will be happy about that one.
Yeah, he's a big Sea of Thieves person.
Yeah,
you can race each other to find treasure. Yeah, speaking of delayed games, Kingdom Hearts 3 showed off the... another trailer. We saw Winnie the Pooh, first time for a Kingdom Hearts 3
He's looking
game.
for that honey.
Yeah. It is, well, no, it's actually, you could go to 100 Acre Wood in past Kingdom Hearts games. So that's, I know, I play it, so I know. But
they just continue to add every property known into this game.
Yeah, when you're getting to adding Tangled in, that's when you know you're, no offense to Tangled, but it's got everything in the kitchen sink. Hopefully Kingdom Hearts will finally release. Because I'm
January.
We'll see.
They didn't delay again, did they?
Well, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. But they've been hitting the point where they're releasing more trailers and gameplay. It definitely feels like they're like, okay, we're done
ready.
with this. Yeah. And then we can finally get that Final Fantasy VII remake. Because
they can get to work on it.
Yeah. Speaking of Final Fantasy, Microsoft also said it has added Final Fantasy 13, 13-2, and Lightning Returns to the backwards compatibility list for the Xbox One. That is cool. That's, I would say, one of the strongest features on the Xbox One is that backwards compatibility.
Bringing your library with you.
Yeah, and I missed out on a lot of 360 stuff, so it's been nice. And then keyboard and mouse
I was wondering when we were going to get to it.
Will arrive next week. There are a bunch of games that will support it. Fortnite being the chief one.
Of course.
But they said Fortnite will not put controller versus mouse and keyboard players.
I'm curious to see how this works out.
Yeah.
I think everyone is curious to see how this works out.
I feel like some people will figure out how to defeat whatever detection and get in and just wreck controller players.
You know people are going to be trying to figure that out immediately.
Well, to me, that kind of feels like part of why Microsoft is doing this. Like, you'll be able to somehow sneak your way in. And maybe that's just the conspiratorial
And this has
side
been a
of
long
it.
time coming. I mean, I think for many years, Microsoft said they would never add keyboard and mouse support to old iterations of the Xbox. I mean, they also said at one point they'd never have a browser that was a very different machine than the PC, but they're really starting to embrace a lot more PC features.
Do you think that's good? I think it's, it does seem to be good in the sense of, well, if you have keyboard and mouse support, that does open up new types of games that you can't really play well on console. RTSs come to mind. So I don't know. I kind of think that's a good call. I mean, more functionality.
Yeah, I mean, it remains to be seen how developers use it and if it's abused when playing online.
Yeah, right. As long as you're not griefing people in games.
And in their defense, there have been plenty of fine RTSs on the Xbox platform. Like I think about Supreme Commander, Halo Wars.
Yeah, Halo Wars 2 was pretty good.
They handled it fine. So this opens it up to maybe even more developers.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much the highlights. But I think the Obsidian and In Exile purchases, while they were expected, I think this is also a good sign of Microsoft's not. To me, it signals that they're not getting out of consoles.
Right, they're committed to it.
Yeah,
they're going to continue.
I think it's good, and I want Xbox to be a strong player because I think if we go down to just PlayStation and Nintendo, I think that would be shitty for gamers.
Well, yeah, in the end, gamers benefit from having multiple companies and multiple ways to get their games.
Right. So we will see what they come up with. But anyway, those are the big highlights from Microsoft's XO18 conference over the weekend. What did you guys think of the purchases of Obsidian and In Exile? Anything else that we missed that you took away from it? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you later.
Bye.